Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's Facebook and Instagram Live. I'm Christine Daal with Fashion Enjoyer, and tonight is episode 90. We are going to discuss great qualities needed to be an awesome fashion business owner, entrepreneur, fashionpreneur, boss babe, whatever you want to call it. So we have got tons of goody information to discuss tonight. I'm super excited. Say hi to me if you're on Facebook. I just want to make sure we're not having any technical difficulties. Hey, Fatima, how are you? Rocio, how are you? Say hi to me, guys. Type in the comments so that I can see that you're there and make sure that we're having no technical difficulties. It's been crazy doing these lives lately because everyone's on. Hey, Alexandra, Miriam, how are you? So as always, don't forget to share this. If you're on Instagram, tag someone. This is going to be posted to our stories afterwards for 24 hours. Send it to someone. If you're on Facebook, definitely share this. Just keep in mind to tell people they can't actually watch it unless they're approved to be inside our Fearless Fashionpreneur group. So tell them to join the group and then they can watch this video. Thanks, Rocio. I know, I am so obsessed with fun earrings. Can you guys tell? I have a different pair every single week. South Elevation, hey, how are you? Okay, give me your hearts, give me your thumbs up. I need it. You guys know the drill. This is like oxygen to me. I don't want to talk to myself. That's very boring. We do these lives because otherwise I could record videos and just send them to you, but that's not fun, right? So give me your feedback. I want to hear from you. Type in the comments if you've got questions as we're going along. If something is exciting to you, if something is insightful to you, please let me know. I would love to shout you out. Alvatanza, hey. And I'm going to say your name wrong again. Oh my gosh. Naima, is that correct? Am I saying it correct? Please tell me if I'm correct or not. And I apologize again, guys, if I am butchering your name at all. So tonight we are going to discuss 13 quality traits that are needed in order to separate yourself from an average entrepreneur to a great entrepreneur. Why EQ trumps IQ, and 2 examples how. The key differences between leadership and management and which one's actually better for your business. How to avoid the #1 pitfall that I see most entrepreneurs make. You definitely don't want to do this, and so much more. So who's ready to get started? Give me a yes. Give me I'm here. I'm ready. I want to hear from you guys. Hey, Natasha. Naima. Am I saying it right? I'm trying. I'm really trying. Okay. I'm gonna get it right at some point. I promise. Dee Dee, thanks for joining. Okay, we're ready. Awesome. And don't forget, guys, if you want to come on live with me, just hit the button, come on live. I would love to have some of you come on live with me. Okay. #1, the first quality, intelligence. You need to be intelligent. You need to have an IQ of some kind to be a great entrepreneur, a great business owner, right? Now, typically, most people will say that you're born with intelligence, you're born with a high IQ. I do believe that you can somewhat develop and train your mind to be better and smarter over time, but you've got to have some basic intelligence, right, to start out with. Basic life intelligence, math, writing, comprehension, right? These are all basic things that you kind of need, not only to be great as an entrepreneur, but also be great at life. And then in this case, fashion industry IQ, right? Eye for color, eye for trends, you know, having an understanding of what looks like a high-end brand and what looks like a cheap Forever 21 brand, right? Like there's gotta be some level of fashion IQ there. I meet a ton of designers that come to me and they're like, I want to be a designer or I want to start a business. And then I ask them what their idea is or show me your sketches or show me examples of what you want to create. And it's ugly. Guys, really, think about what you're creating. Does anybody even want this? Let's make sure that first before we go any further down the line, right? And if you don't have a background in fashion, meaning you've never went to school or you never worked in the industry, and you're not willing to learn from someone or work for someone else who has the experience, you're really not going to succeed as a fashionpreneur. So please, please take that advice to heart. Next, I want to talk about #2, EQ, emotionally intelligent. You need to be emotionally intelligent in order to succeed as a business entrepreneur. So emotional intelligence is defined as an individual's ability to identify, evaluate, control, and express emotions. In my opinion, this is super, super important, and you need to be even keeled. You're going to have victories. You're going to have setbacks. You kind of want to make sure that you're on an even playing field at all times. Like your highs are not too high and your lows are not too lows. It's a roller coaster ride, guys. Like in one day alone, you could have 5 ups and 4 downs and be all over the place and upside down, just like a roller coaster, but you've got to remain even keeled. You've got to remain steady. I always think of it like being a rhino, right? You've got that really thick skin. Rhinos have the thickest skin, I believe, out of all animals. You've got to have that thick skin. If someone says something to you that is negative or tries to bully you or whatever the case may be, you've got to let it roll right off your back, right? And just have that like mentality that I'm going for it anyway, right? So if someone says they don't like your design, tough luck. I like it. I've proven that other people like it because they've bought it from me. So I'm going to move forward with it, right? Or, you know, if you have these Devil Wears Prada bosses, which I had plenty of them in the industry, and part of the reason why I left the industry and started my own fashion line and eventually started Fashion Angel Warrior, our fashion consulting agency, is because I had these crazy bosses, and literally they would make my assistants cry all the time. Literally, I think it was every single day someone would be crying. And I just had the mentality, look, crying is not going to get you anywhere. You've got to keep pushing through. You have to keep doing your job. And if you're going to get so emotional that now you can't do your job, that's a problem, right? And you're eventually going to be fired. So I used to tell my assistants, hey, if one of our bosses, you know, blames something on you or yells at you, blame it on me. I can take it. I'm thick-skinned. I can do it. Just tell them it was my fault. Throw me under the bus. I don't even care. I really didn't care, guys. I just did not want my assistants crying because I needed them to do their job, and they couldn't do their job if they were all emotionally upset, right? So I wanted to protect them as the head designer, as the VP of design, whatever my position was. I kind of wanted to protect all those under me from all these crazy Devil Wears Prada bosses, right? You have to also be resilient, right? What does resilience mean? The ability to mentally or emotionally cope with a crisis or return to pre-crisis status quickly, right? How quickly can you bounce back? If something happens, if you have a failure, if, you know, someone's yelling at you, how quickly can you bounce back from that situation so that your emotions are not taking you out, right? It's a marathon, not a sprint. If you have that mentality, you will succeed. Success does not happen overnight. Someone who tells you that it does is lying to you and not telling you the full story. So keep that in mind. And I always say consistency is better than a one-time all-out effort. And I personally have a hard time with this because I love to do all-time, all-out effort. Like one time, I'm going to push through. I'm going to do everything I possibly need to do. Don't bother me. I'll get it all done really, really quickly. Right? The sprinter mentality. But really, it's all about consistency. It's about doing the same thing over and over again. Small changes. Little tiny steps in the right direction over and over and over again, and you will eventually succeed. I promise. The day you hit $1 million in net profit, trust me, you won't remember how long it took to get there. It will not matter, right? The days leading up to that point, you will be like, holy cow, why am I not there? But when you make it to $1 million net profit, you will not care how long it took, okay? So have that long-term marathon mentality. Okay, and then be okay with going outside of your comfort zone, right? This is also the emotionally intelligent person, right? They're okay with being uncomfortable. Type in the comments below, I'm going outside my comfort zone today. Type it in, make the declaration. I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Fab Rosa Linda, how are you? Thanks for joining. Noor, Supriya, Maggie, thanks for joining Destiny's page. Type in the comments, guys. I want to hear from you. I'm going outside my comfort zone tonight, today, whatever it is. I want to hear from you guys. And if you want to go back and watch one of our previous Facebook Lives, episode number 50, it would be a great one to watch. It's all about how to not let your emotions take you out. So that's a really, really good one. But let's dive deeper a little bit into this whole EQ versus IQ, because I know a lot of you, there's a big debate over which one is more important. And we actually put it in our stories. And actually right now, I think it's at 50-50. So in my personal opinion, EQ is much more important than IQ. Give me someone who is emotionally intelligent. I would rather have them over someone that is IQ intelligent any day of the week. And there's a couple of reasons why, 2 specific reasons. So number 1, a lot of really smart people waste their talent because it comes so easy to them that then they lack the discipline. So in my opinion, what you lack in talent, what you lack in intelligence, or what you lack in IQ, you can actually make up for in hard work. But if you're not emotionally intelligent enough to actually have the discipline to do the hard work, you're never going to make up for it, right? So that's one reason, in my opinion, that EQ trumps IQ. And then number two, intelligent people are often so smart and so in their head all the time that they're actually afraid to take risks, and they're actually afraid to get uncomfortable, and they're afraid to go outside of their comfort zone, and they want to play it safe. And you cannot play it safe in business. Business is risky. You've got to be willing to take risks, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So I want to give you guys a good quote. Maya Angelou said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." So emotions are way more powerful, in my opinion, than intelligence. Do you guys agree? Truth? Yes. Hey, Rebel Rose, how are you? Yes, I love it. I love that you guys are all making declarations that you're going to go outside of your comfort zone. I know right now a lot of people are pretty comfy. They're working from home. They are in their PJs all day long. They can kind of wake up and roll out of bed right before they have to go to work, right? You're all getting a little too comfortable. So let's make sure we're getting outside of our comfort zone each and every single day. And yes, hang in there. So I always say facts tell, but stories sell. You need to connect with others on an emotional level in order to be successful. And that goes for both life and business. Okay, let's move on to number three. Third quality, you need to be driven, determined, or what I like to call a WIT attitude, whatever it takes attitude. You are not going to give up when it gets hard. When you face challenges or obstacles, you are going to tackle them. You block out all distractions. You have complete tunnel vision towards your goals and what you're looking to achieve. You're self-motivated. You are passionate, which that passion typically comes from having a very strong why. You guys know that I drill this home to you all the time. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. And you're willing to give up nights, you're willing to give up weekends. Like, this is what it means to be whatever it takes attitude, right? It does not matter. Now, obviously, I'm not saying, putting someone in danger or putting your health in danger or putting someone at risk for something, right? Or, if your marriage is on the verge of being divorced or something, right? That you're like all focused on your business and not taking care of the other areas that are important in your life. You need to have things in order. For me, it's God, family, business. So, and I recommend that you do the same, but everyone has their own opinion on that. So just know what's important to you and make sure that you have a really good balance with that. But when it comes to your business and you've taken care of the other responsibilities, you have that whatever it takes all in attitude, right? And you also have a hunger to better yourself, to get more education, to always be learning. Like, I'm always learning. I do not think that I am know-it-all, that I have all the answers. I love learning, guys, and you'll really be a successful business owner if you love learning as well. Okay, let's move on to number 4, confidence. Now, this is a big one, and I'm not talking about confidence as far as, are you an introvert or are you an extrovert, right? I personally think that I am an introvert, even though I force myself to be an extrovert in a lot of ways, and people think that I'm an extrovert, right? Doing these Facebook Lives, getting up and speaking in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, doing trade shows, doing tours, like all these events that we do. I love it, but I'm truly, honestly, actually an introvert. But I'm not talking about whether you're an introvert or extrovert. That doesn't actually matter, but you still need to have confidence. If you're an introvert, be confident being an introvert. If you're an extrovert, be confident being an extrovert, right? It's more about holding your head up high, looking someone in the eye when you're actually talking to them, listening to people, right? All of that is super, super important. I remember one time I asked a client specifically why she had hired me out of, the other options that were available. And literally her response was, "You were the most confident. You were the most confident one in the room. And that's why I decided to hire you." People are attracted to confidence, right? If I got up here and was like, okay, so, I have a couple things, that I would like to talk about. And, Oh geez, I can't remember what I need to talk about. Like, you guys would be off this live in 2.2 seconds, right? So you've got to be confident. Fake it till you make it if you have to. I don't care, but hold your head up high, stand your ground, look people in the eye when you're talking to them, and have that confidence, okay? All right, number 5, we're moving right along. I've got a lot of information to cover. Concise communicator. So communication is super important, number 1, in any area of your life, relationships, business, personal stuff, right? But being a concise communicator is even more important as a fashionpreneur, and I'll explain why. Because number 1, no one's got time. Everyone does not have time in this industry. Everything was due yesterday. People are always scrambling last minute to get stuff done, which is why everyone's always stressed out. So you have to be concise. If you're running on and on and on, you know, I was watching this show. I never watch TV, guys, but if anyone's watching, probably a lot of TV these days because we're all home. If anyone's been watching the, what is it called? Married at First Sight. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I don't watch these things. My husband watches them and I catch glimpses of them. But so this guy was going on and on and on as he was talking to this girl. And I was like, dude, get to the point. You're going to stay married or you're going to get divorced. Which one is it? Like, simple yes or no answer, right? Like, get to the point and get there quickly. No one's got time to waste. So make sure that your thoughts are very organized. That's going to help make sure that your communication is organized and concise. Make sure that you're not wasting people's time. And make sure, and I'm going to give you a test right here in a second, make sure you can describe the type of line that you are designing in one concise sentence. I speak to hundreds and hundreds of entrepreneurs all the time, and I ask them, what are you designing? And they give me their whole life story. Oh, my grandmother taught me how to sew when I was 8 years old, and I've always loved Barbie dolls, and now I want to make dresses, and da-da-da-da, and, you know, I really want to do red carpet stuff, but then I also want to sell to Walmart. Like, what are you designing? So I'm going to quiz you guys right now. What type of line are you designing? I want you to type it out in one clear, concise sentence, and I want to hear from you guys. So Rupert, Shenron, Shop, Recover, Repeat, Angela, Weary, I want to hear from you guys. Rocio, Maggie, let me hear from you guys. Natasha, what type of line are you designing? If you haven't decided yet, that's okay. What do you think you're going to do? Alexandra says resort wear. Okay. What kind of resort wear? Is it high-end resort wear? Is it mass market resort wear? Do you sell to men? Do you sell to women? Fashionable face masks. Okay. Price point. Customer. Who's it for? What type of store would you sell to? Contemporary. Okay, that's just one word. That's not a sentence. Nahima. Modest Islamic clothing for women. Okay, good. You're getting close. You know because you're inside our Fashion Startup Intensive. So you're cheating a little bit, but that's okay. I love it. Ready to wear clothing for women 30 to 50. Awesome. Price point. What's the price? What is the price? I do not know what type of line you are doing if I do not have an idea of a price point. Activewear, men or women, price point. What type? Is it tops, bottoms? Women's activewear. Okay, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. You guys are fun. I love it. Women's accessories, personal face protection. Love it, Rebel Rose. Okay, but who's it for? And I know you. You're a client, so I know you know this. Who's it for? Biker chicks? Who's it for? You sell to Harley, right? I want to know, who is it for? Upscale sportswear. Okay. Where would it hang? How much does it cost? All right, you guys get the picture, right? So work on that one liner. I'm giving you homework right now. Putting you to the test, concise communication. Email me, DM me, PM me, whatever. Reply to this Facebook Live. I want to know, what is your one liner? Very concise. What are you designing? Women's, special occasion, contemporary. Okay. Special occasion. Is it mother of the bride? Is it wedding? Is it cocktail? Is it, you guys see where I'm going, right? I'm still drilling it home. Okay, so we're going to move on. Number 6, the 6th trait that you need to have in order to be a successful business entrepreneur is organization. You guys know I'm super big on being organized. I don't like people who are not organized. I can't work with people that are not organized. It is really, really difficult. You need to do things in a very systematic way, not be all over the place. You know, I get these people, they're like, 1 minute they're talking about this, the next minute they're talking about this, like everything's so unorganized. Or I ask them, you know, send me your homework from our last session. They never send it to me. They don't remember what the last homework was. They don't even remember what we talked about. You need to be organized, all right? I'm a highly organized person, and I believe it's one of the reasons that I've been very successful both in my career, the reason I was able to achieve the position of head designer by the age of 24 and then VP of design and merchandising all before the age of 30. And I also believe it's one of the reasons I'm very successful as a business coach and why my clients have success, because I'm here to keep you organized. So what you're not organized, you can lean on me and I can keep you organized. Awesome. Okay, and if you want more information on that, go back and watch Facebook Live number 32, Why You Need a System, and Facebook Live number 64, 10 Steps to Get Your Business Organized. And they're all linked inside the Facebook show notes. Okay, number 7, moving right along, you need to understand business. There needs to be some kind of comprehension of what goes into having a business. Now, I'm not saying you have to have a master's degree. I'm not saying you have to have a business plan per se, right? But there are certain things that are common sense in business that if you don't understand, it's going to be very hard for you to have a successful business. Things like businesses make money, unless you're non-for-profit, right? Businesses make money. So, and even non-for-profits have to make enough to be able to pay their employees and all this other stuff, right? So you need to make money. You need to be making a profit, right? If you're not making money, in my opinion, you have a hobby. You do not have a business, okay? Also with things like respect business owners' time, right? Our time is money. I love it when people email me and expect them to help them for free. Oh, Christine, can you just answer this question? Oh, Christine, I was wondering if you could help me. I have no idea how to start a fashion line. Can you tell me? Can you just like email me, you know, in your free time, you know, because you have so much free time. And, oh, I know that a lot of people pay you hundreds of dollars per hour to get this information, but, you know, just email it to me, you know, in your free time. Like, are you out of your mind? Like, do you not understand the way that businesses operate? So please, please, please don't ask someone if you can have coffee with them and pick their brain, or if they can help you for free and not expect to pay them for their time. Now, I'm not saying that everyone charges for their time. Not everyone is a consultant or a coach. People have different business models, but understand the different business models. Understand who you're approaching and how they make money and what kind of time they have. I'm a mom. I'm a mompreneur. So if I have to go meet you for a meeting, I have to actually find someone to watch my child. That costs me money. So it's not free. Time is not free in most cases, okay? So don't email people asking them to help you for free. I remember one time this girl came on one of our fashion manufacturing tours and then emailed one of the vendors that we went on to ask him how she should start a fashion line. And he emailed me and said, isn't she supposed to be getting this information from you? And I said, yes. And I said, please refer her to me. And she never emailed me, of course, because she didn't want to pay. She wanted to ask vendors that we visited on the tour to help her for free. Like, they don't get paid to help you either. They get paid when you buy fabric and you do manufacturing with them and you actually have a business going, right? So just be really smart about the types of things that you're doing, you know? Also things like, don't mark emails as spam that you actually signed up for, because unless you want people marking your emails as spam, that's just not good business etiquette, right? Treat people the way you want to be treated and they will treat you that way in return. So now I want to get into, what do you think is the number one pitfall most entrepreneurs make? Anyone take a guess? I want to hear from you guys. It's a little bit about this topic of understanding business and how business works. Hey, Outrageous Mermaid, how are you? Omar, thanks for joining. Stylaga, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming on. Who wants to take a guess? The number one pitfall most entrepreneurs make. It is about the overwhelming trait of understanding business Anyone? Does anyone? It's a little delayed, the comments. Having no plan. That's a good one. Oh, I like that. Spending too much money up front without a plan. Okay, money is definitely a pitfall for sure. Being unprepared, no business plan. Okay, great. You guys are doing a good thing. Following up. Good. I love it. I love these. Okay, in my opinion, the number one pitfall most entrepreneurs make, and this goes for any type of business, I don't care if you're in fashion or any other industry, you have to work equally in your business that you do on your business. And I will explain exactly what that means, right? So working in your business means you are doing things that bring in revenue, right? You're doing the actual work that gets you paid. This might be physically sewing your production if you are a fashionpreneur and you have a fashion line. This might be physically selling your product if you do pop-up shops or some kind of retail space of some sort, right? These are things that are needed in order to produce revenue. If you have no product, you have nothing to sell. If you don't have someone there selling it, you can't make any money, right? So these are all things that are working in your business, right? These are also things, though, that you can technically hire someone else to do. And I'll get to that in a minute. Working on your business means you're planning, which goes to having a plan. Somebody said that. Refining your business. You're analyzing stats, people coming to your website, the traffic that's coming to your website. Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from paid ads? Is it coming from organic? Is it coming from your emails? Where is it coming from, right? Growing and scaling your business. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis to actually grow your business? You don't want to stay in the same spot all the time, right? You want to grow your business. This would include things like, if you're a fashionpreneur or an online business of some sort, planning your digital marketing strategies, right? Making sure that those orders are going to continue to come in online forever and ever and ever, right? So I recently spoke to a brand, and I'll give you guys a great example, last week. And she has been in business for 11 years. From the outside looking in, she's very, very successful. She's a high-end fashion brand. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. She has had her own retail store. She's had celebrities wear her stuff, all that stuff, right? 11 years she's had this business. And she's only basically sold brick and mortar, either her own brick and mortar stores or other stores. And recently in February, she had to close her brick and mortar store because business was down. This was before COVID actually happened. And then once COVID happened, she lost all of her orders from all of her stores. And now she's like, crap, what do? I don't have an online store that's really set up. I'm getting no online traffic. My Instagram sucks and I don't have an email list. What do I do? This is a situation I pray none of you are ever in, which is why I drive it home all the time that you need to be prepared and be online. You need to be doing digital marketing strategies that are going to prepare you so that your business is foolproof, so that your business is recession proof, so that you can make money around the clock while you sleep. Really, really important. Modern Beauty says, I actually work more in my business than on my business because I'm a one-woman show. Yes. So a lot of times when you are a one-woman show, you have to, right? You're the only one. You are working in your business, probably more than on your business. But just have that mindset that as soon as some of the profits start coming in, if you can start delegating stuff, do it immediately. Like, it took me forever to hire people and have a team, and it was not easy, guys, but I eventually got there, and now I have an amazing team that can do almost everything without me, which is phenomenal, and now I can really focus a lot on the business, right? So it's a process. You're not going to get there day one, but definitely have the vision and have the understanding that you need to get there in order to really, really succeed. So definitely delegate as much as possible so that you can focus on working on your business. Also, as far as understanding how business works, you need to be good at budgeting. You need to be good at spending money wisely. Someone mentioned not having money or planning your money wisely. This is literally the number one reason that most businesses fail, because they simply run out of money because they didn't plan properly. So yes, you need to be good at budgeting, spending your money wisely, and you need to know your numbers. What's your break-even point? How many garments do you need to sell so that you can break even? What's your net profit? I asked a girl the other day, she's been in business for, 4 years, 5 years. Oh, these are our sales. Okay, what's your net profit? Oh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? You're the business owner, right? You're the founder. Do you have a partner that handles that? No. Okay, so then you should know. This is business 101. You need to have an understanding of how business works. You need to know your numbers. What's your net profit? What's your COGS? What does it cost you to actually make a single profit? And what do you sell it for? What are your margins? What are your markup? And that's not the same thing, by the way. So make sure you've got it right. Really know your numbers. And if anyone's a fan of Shark Tank, you'll know they say this all the time in the tank. Know your numbers. Somebody type it in the comments right now. Know your numbers. And if you want some more information on that, go back and watch Facebook Live, episode number 4, 10 things fashion businesses can learn from watching Shark Tank. Really, really important. All right, so we're about halfway through, so I want to recap real fast here. Who remembers what each one of the traits are that we talked about? Number 1, type it in if you know what it is. Intelligence, IQ. Number 2, emotional intelligence, EQ. Number 3, having a WIT, whatever it takes mentality. Yes. The comments are a little delayed on my end, but type it in, guys. Number 4, who remembers what number 4 is? Confidence. You need to exude confidence. Number 5, concise communicator. Number 6, organized. And number 7, understand business 101. Okay, so let's move along because we've got 13 total to cover and we are running out of time. Number 8, you need to be a calculated risk taker. Now, notice I didn't say risk taker. I said calculated risk taker. I don't believe in just willy-nilly making these crazy risks and, I'm going to go out on a ledge and jump off and not look what's below me, right? Like, you need to take calculated risks. I don't know if anyone has followed recently what's been going on with WeWork, but they did not take calculated risks and now they are totally under. And they have actually never been a profitable business. So everyone who thought WeWork was amazing, it is amazing. They're just not making any money. And so in my opinion, they're not a business. They're a hobby. But launching a business is risky. It's very risky. And even if you've examined all angles, nothing is for sure and nothing is certain. You have to be willing to take a certain amount of risk when starting a business and face the possibility of having a loss or having a failure. And you need to be able to be willing to spend money to make money. And this is a big one, guys. I know a lot of people that are starting on really tight budgets. I get it. I started my business with less than $10,000 and I get it. You're really tight with money because you don't have a lot and you have to be somewhat, but at the same time, you have to be willing to let go of some of that to take risks, knowing that more money is going to come in because of those risks, right? It will hold you back. It's literally one of the things that I wish I was a little bit more lenient on. And I wish I had spent more money on certain things. Of course, looking hindsight is always 20/20. But I wish I wasn't so tight on my money in the very beginning because I would have gotten further faster, if that makes sense. So if you need more help on that, go back and watch Facebook Live episode number 36, the real reason you're not investing in yourself and how it relates to your success. So now I want to talk about the differences between leadership and management and which one is better. Who thinks being a leader is better and who thinks being a manager is better? Type it in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. Yay, I love it. I love that you guys are all paying attention and memorizing all the things that we're talking about. Maggie says, it is scary for new lines like us. I work with a very established brand. We experienced terrible losses. Fashion in the street took a big hit with COVID-19. Yes, fashion industry is taking a huge hit with COVID for sure, but there will always be companies that succeed. And if you're online right now, you have a better chance of succeeding than anyone else. Being a leader. Okay, Sherry says, shop, recover, repeat. Leader. Elvatanza, leader. Nahima, I think I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Leader. Okay, you guys are correct. It is leadership. So what's the difference between management and leadership? And in my opinion, you do actually need both, but being a leader is better. Annabelle says management. Okay, cool. I'd love to hear why. So in my opinion, leaders lead or inspire. Managers manage or control. Both are needed. However, in business, to be a great business entrepreneur, leadership is better. Management is the act or skill of directing, controlling, handling, deciding, overseeing, or supervising people. You definitely have to have good managers. If you have a huge organization, you can't possibly manage everyone on your own. So you need to obviously have people underneath of you to manage those people. But you, as the business owner, as the founder, as the CEO, whatever you want to call your title, you need to be a leader. Leadership is about influencing, developing, coaching, guiding, mentoring, inspiring, motivating. It's about helping ordinary people get extraordinary results. It's about developing critical thinking, problem solving, and process improvement skills in others, and giving them the opportunity to apply these skills and make decisions. You have to inspire your people. If you have noticed there's a huge turnover at your company, or maybe you've worked for a company that had huge turnover, it's most likely because there were no leaders. And this was actually one of my biggest complaints with a lot of my bosses. They were not, in my opinion, leaders. Leaders lead by example. My bosses would come in, yell and bark a bunch of orders at everyone, then go out and get their nails done and come back 3 hours later and say, why did everything not get done? And then leave at 4:30 and have you stay in the office until 12 p.m. That's not a leader. Leaders lead by example. A leader will say something like this: I'll handle A while you do B, right? You're under a tight deadline. Stuff has got to get done. You don't have enough manpower. The leader steps in and says, you know what? You do A, I'll do B. We'll get it done together, right? That's what a leader says. A leader does not say, oh, well, you do A and B. By the way, stay till 12 o'clock at midnight because I don't care. And I'm off to go get my nails done. See you tomorrow. That's not what a leader says, right? Jack's Odyssey said, leaders can be both, but being a manager doesn't make you a good leader. Yes, this is so true. Shop, recover, repeat. So true. Yes, yes, yes. So that brings me to quality number 9. You have to be a leader. The ability to think and act independently without the input of other people around you is a very good trait to have as a successful business owner, and it will make you a successful business owner. You need to have that big picture thinking. You need to be always thinking ahead and able to delegate things, and delegate it in a nice way, in an inspiring way that's going to make your employees or make those under you or make the people that you're working with on your team work better and want to achieve the results that you're looking to get. It's also about knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses. Leaders understand what they're not good at. They don't try to be good at everything. They understand what they're good at, and then they hire people that are better than them at the things that they're not good at. Don't have your head in the sand. Be aware of everything that's going on in the world. This is really, really important, and actually an area that I need to work on personally because I don't like watching the news, because it's all negative and fearful and all that crazy stuff. So I don't like watching the news, but at the same time, I tend to have very much like the tunnel vision, and I don't look at what's going on in the world. And thank God I was very much aware of what was happening with COVID because I was dealing with it firsthand. But honestly, if I hadn't had, I don't know, if I wasn't a fashion consultant, maybe I was just a designer in the industry, I probably would not have known about COVID until they actually told us we were on quarantine, lockdown. Like literally, that's how much my head is like in the sand when it comes to what's happening in the world, right? So don't have your head in the sand. Know what's going on in the world, because everything that happens in the world somehow, some way will affect you as a business owner. And then have the ability to motivate and encourage others, and be able to fire someone and have those difficult conversations. This is what a leader does. Leaders don't say, oh, you go fire that person because I can't handle it. They do it themselves, right? They take up, they man up, they take the ownership, and they take the leadership position, and they have those difficult conversations with their people, right? Okay, moving along. Number 10. Good quality traits, decisive. It is one of my biggest pet peeves, people who are indecisive. There is no room for procrastination as a business owner. Entrepreneurs need to know what needs to be done, and don't hesitate to actually make those decisions in order to get it done. You have to also know when to say no and when to say yes. You don't want to say yes to everything that comes your way. It's really, really important that you're making the right decisions and you're saying no to a lot of things so that you can make room for things that you want to say yes to come into your life. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more during our vision board party, which I'll talk to you guys about at the end, which I'm super excited is coming up next week. So I hope you're coming. And you have to have good ideas, but then also execute and take action on those ideas. And that all comes from being decisive. Okay, number 11, resourceful or problem solver. People would ask me all the time when I worked in the industry as a designer, what's your job like as a head designer? And I was like, oh, that's simple. I'm a firefighter. They'd be like, what? What are you talking about? I'm a firefighter. That's what I do. Yeah, every day, that's all I do. I put out fires, meaning I put out problems, meaning I solve problems. That's literally what we do as designers all day, every day, because there are tons of problems. And so you need to get really good at solving problems. To me, one of the best things you can do is not point the finger, not say, oh, it was her fault, or she didn't do this, or she didn't do that. Yes, it's important to see the stem of the problem, where it came from, but there's no point in placing blame or making someone feel bad about themselves. Again, this goes back to being a good leader, not a good manager. But at the same time, have a solution-oriented mindset, right? How can we solve this problem? And how can we solve this problem and then also solve any future problems that could happen like this in the future? And so what needs to be corrected? How can we get over this, right? How can we get past this and move on as quickly as possible, right? What if one of your fabrics is not available? What if your factory can't ship because it's COVID and everyone's on lockdown, right? I'm sure a lot of you are experiencing problems right now. You're putting out a lot of fires. I have put out a ton of fires for my clients right now. We have 2 clients in particular that literally have launched and or are launching right now, literally. And we have a lot of problems that we've had to put out the fires, but there's a lot of things that you can do. And think outside of the box. You know, I have one client that we did a custom print and the color wasn't coming out vibrant enough. And they initially told us, they gave us 2 fabric choice options. And I went to the owner and I said, really? I know you guys have more fabric options than this. Like, there's got to be a way to get the color more vibrant. What can we do? And so we literally talked about it and he was like, oh, why don't we just use this fabric? It's going to get the color to be the brightest it possibly can be. And then there you go. We solved the problem. Hey, Tomato Superstar, how are you? Nice to see you on. So be able to make the most of the time that you have, the money that you have, the efforts that you have. This is all what it takes to be a good problem solver. Number 12, moving right along, is you have to be creative, especially to be a great business owner as a fashionpreneur. Creativity is key, not only having a good eye for color and design and trends, but thinking of these things in new ways, right? Pantone comes out with the colors of the year. All the high-end designers come out with all the trends for next season, right? But you've got to take that trend and be able to mold it and shape it into the type of product that you're doing and sell it to the customer that you are targeting, right? And we're going to talk more specifically how to do this in one of our upcoming new fun virtual events in a couple weeks on how to design with prints and trends, because this is literally something that will make you the best designer you possibly can be. Like, I still get phone calls, guys, from people in the industry that want me to come back and design for them because I was great. And I'm not saying that to shoot my own horn. I worked really, really hard and I was not great from day one. I learned from really great people and I had great mentors above me that taught me everything that they knew, and I took notes and I watched them and I studied them and I did everything that they did, and you know, I paid attention to all the trends and watched all the fashion runways and read every magazine out there, and I was immersed in fashion, and that's really what you need to be in order to be a successful fashionpreneur. Also, innovative thinkers think outside the box, you know, think of things in a new way. And typically, if you're creative in one area of your life, you are creative in all areas of your life. So think about it really hard. Are you a creative person? If you could do anything and it didn't matter what you got paid or if anybody was watching you, or what do you do in your free time when no one's watching? You know, are you doing creative things? Are you sewing? Are you making crafts? Are you decorating your home, or, you know, DIY something in your house, for instance, right? Like, I love all that stuff. Even cooking can be creative. Like, how you organize things on a plate, like all of that stuff is super, super creative. Hey, Erica, how are you? Good to see you. So be creative, and understand that you can't be so creative that your designs are so far out there that they're not saleable either. And we talked about that a lot in Facebook Live number 59, creativity versus saleability. So go back and watch that one. And then also go back and watch Facebook Live number 7. We talked about the 12 skills needed to be a great fashion designer. And last but not least, number 13, drum roll, humble. You need to be humble to be a successful business entrepreneur. Never forget who you are and where you came from. Give credit where credit is due. Accept constructive criticism. I'm not saying you should accept every criticism, but constructive criticism is great. I love it when people give me constructive criticism because I'm always looking to make myself better and learn from my mistakes. Own up to your mistakes. If you've made a mistake, apologize, say that you're sorry, be able to look at things from your customer's perspective. Don't be set in your ways. I have literally seen businesses go under because they were not willing to try new ideas or adapt to the times, and literally their businesses have gone under. Always be sure that you're seeking advice from experts, that you're educating yourself, that you never think that you're a know-it-all. Be coachable, especially if you're working with a coach like me. Please, please be coachable. It's very important that you listen to us, that you listen to your coach. They know what's best, they have the experience, and they can totally help you along the way. And being nice goes a really long way. Oh, thank you, Erica. I recently put the blonde highlights in the beginning of the year. Thanks. All right, guys. Oh, congrats. Thank you so much for the congratulations. Yes, guys, we were recently featured on WWD. I am so humble and honored to be featured. It is really like a lifelong dream of mine to be featured in Women's Wear Daily, and we actually got featured for our Instagram class, which I'm so excited about. So thank you so much. All right, so let's recap real fast. And if you guys remember what the 13 traits are, type them in now, because I definitely want to hear from you. So number 1, IQ, intelligence. Number 2, emotional intelligence. Number 3, WIT, whatever it takes, attitude. Number 4, confidence. Number 5, concise communicator. And don't forget about your homework. I want you to type out or write out or put it somewhere on your wall. I don't care. Put it on your vision board. What is the type of line that you are designing, and be specific. Number 6, organized. Number 7, you understand business 101. Number 8, calculated risk taker. Number 9, you are a leader. 10, you are decisive. 11, you are a problem solver. 12, you are creative. And 13, you are humble. If you have these 13 quality traits, I promise you will succeed in whatever business you decide to do. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to go back and watch all of those previous Facebook Lives that we mentioned. They're all in the show notes. If you are on Instagram, head on over to our Facebook group, The Fearless Fashionpreneur, where we go live, and we have all of these lives recorded and ready and available for you. It is free information. Literally, there's over 40 hours of free information inside that group. It is crazy. And then join us for our 2 new virtual events. So you guys voted. We sent out a survey. You voted, and the votes are in. You wanted a vision board party. So we are doing it next Thursday, April 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Join us. We're going to do it over Zoom so I can see all your beautiful faces, and you're going to actually create your vision board right there live with me. So grab a drink. Get your girlfriends together. It is going to be a party. We're going to play some music, and we're going to go through vision boards. Vision boards literally work, guys. I have created multiple vision boards, both for my business and my personal life, and I've seen so many things come true. Literally, I have on one of my vision boards, when my husband and I were we're looking to buy a home, I have on my vision board, we wanted a view of New York City, and I have a picture of the Empire State Building, and then I have another picture of the Freedom Tower. And the likelihood in this area, by the way, guys, Jersey City, in the area that we're looking to live, and we are living, the likelihood that you would get a view of both of those iconic buildings is very, very slim. You're lucky if you get a view of one of them, right? And so literally the place we ended up getting had a view of both of those buildings. It is crazy, guys. So vision boards work. I highly, highly recommend that you come to the party. It's free. There's no cost. I am doing this for you guys because you said you wanted it. We're all at home. We're bored out of our minds. We're getting tired of this whole quarantine thing. So I would love if you would join me for the free vision board party. That's next Thursday. We are going to create clear and concise goals, visualize your dreams, and then turn them into reality, which is what I love to do. And then in a couple weeks, we are going to do our How to Design with Trends and Prints seminar. That's going to be Tuesday, May 12th, also at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, 5 p.m. Pacific. And that's going to be all about trend forecasting, merchandising, line development. We're going to talk about how to incorporate trends into your product line, how to design into your fabrics, especially how to design into prints, which is very, very difficult to do, how to capitalize on your best sellers, how to develop a tight, cohesive collection. This is literally what makes you stand out as a designer. Like, this is stuff that I wish they taught us in school They do not teach this stuff in school, guys. It is literally what makes you stand out as a designer, and I am teaching it to you guys in a couple of weeks. So join our seminar. It's howtodesignevent.eventbrite.com to sign up. The vision board party is fashionvisionboard.eventbrite.com. Vision board party is free. How to design event, free for FSI students. If you're not an FSI student, it is only $15. I have never done an event for only $15, guys. This is my special COVID pricing for all of you. $15 until May 1st only. After May 1st, it goes up to $25. So I hope to see you all there, and join us next week. We'll be doing a case study. We're bringing our case studies back on the company Third Love and how they are so successful and why they are successful and what they did that makes them stand out from all of their competitors. So thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I love you. Mwah. Stay safe. Stay well. I am praying for all of you. I do have an awesome praise report if anyone cares. We thought that my husband's uncle had COVID yesterday, and we got the good news today after much prayer. He does not have COVID. So there are awesome praise reports happening. It is amazing, and just pray. Pray, pray, pray. It literally will get you through what is going on right now. All right, guys, I love you. Thanks so much. Bye, everyone.